Hello everybody and welcome back to the FM24 Youth Academy Challenge with CD Toledo, and I nearly said the wrong game because I've just been recording an EAFC Youth Challenge with Gillingham. Go and check that out on the other channel. Yes, this season is probably our best start to a season ever. Let's go and take a look. Yes, hello everybody, welcome back to the series. We are 10 games through the season. Espanyol is game number 11. And if we go and look at the league table on the other side of the screen, third place, 10 games played, 7 wins, 3 draws, 0 losses, and 24 points. 3 points off top. So if we win this game, we are level with Atletico Madrid and Athletic Bilbao, who occupy first and second. So it has been a very, very good start to the season, and it includes a draw with Real Madrid. In the last episode, we beat Real Sociedad 1-0. In fact, no, we didn't. That wasn't the last episode. That was the first game of the season. We beat Real Sociedad 1-0 after a pretty disappointing friendly. We'll touch on that pre-season. We'll touch on that in a minute. 1-1 against Real Madrid. They absolutely battered us, but Joel Pozzo popped up with an equaliser after Mario Arhenfield had given them the lead. 0-0 with Valencia and 2-2 with Real Betis. Saw us drop quite a few points, but remain unbeaten. Then, once we beat Sevilla, I knew we were in a good place. We had scored in the 3rd minute and the 92nd minute. They scored in the 93rd minute, and then Kike Andreas got sent off in the 96th minute. So an action-packed game in that one. 2-2 with Cagliari in the Champions League was not too good a start. We beat Villarreal 1-0 in La Liga. Then we drew 1-1 with Slavia Prague in the Champions League. Again, not our most impressive moments, but we beat Celta Vigo 2-0. We beat Real Zaragoza 1-0. We beat Club Brugge 4-3 in the Champions League, and then beat Valladolid 4-2 in La Liga. We lost 2-0 to Inter Milan in the Champions League and have just beaten Getafe 3-1. So you can see we have form in La Liga, but not in the Champions League this year, which is a little bit awkward. But we are still sitting in 17th position as part of the Champions League, so it's not... I think we'll be top 24, which means we're getting to the knockout. So we should be fine. And in this episode, we are going to be playing Espanyol, and then if we have time, Man United. And then straight after that, we do have the double header of playing second and first in the league, which is going to be very, very interesting. But yeah, obviously, as you can imagine, with this start to the season, there's quite a bit to go through. Looking at the squad... right, if we have a look at goals, which we always like to start with, Joel Pozzo, Miguel Moreno and Tufe all up there with 5. Those boys have been firing in the goals for us this season. Assist-wise, we have 3 for Kike Andreas, 3 for Moreno and 3 for Aaron Wall. So both fullbacks showing how crucial they are to us again in this system, which is really good. Top appearance makers so far, 14 for 5 people. Liam Hollick, Joe Page, Dave Supreme, Miguel Moreno and Joel Pozzo on the right hand side. Everyone looking very, very good. We have fought off bids for Dave Supreme, who still has clubs interested in him. Sevilla, now the latest club to be interested in Supreme Dave. We have Anthony Akinde, who had bids in him for the summer from quite a host of clubs, but Sevilla interested in him as well. We have Andrew Neeson, who is wanted by Getafe. We didn't actually get any bids for you, but you are currently wanted by Getafe, which isn't too bad. Miguel Moreno, we held off bids from him from not very good teams in our division. I'm trying to remember who it was. Can't remember who it was. Who was? Villarreal, I think it was. Bid for you. Bid for Moreno, and we turned it down. Fintan Strait finds his way into the senior squad for this season as well, as does Loic Nijhuizen in amongst the team as well, which is great. And who else has been called up? Quoka is back. He is currently injured, but again, in the first team. And Mocha is up here as well, doing okay. I mean, you're 24. You haven't quite developed how we wanted you to, but you're still in and around the first team, you know, making up the numbers at the moment. So we'll see how that progresses. But Pedro Moreira is the latest one to be called up, who really looks exciting from the youth team. 18 years old, ready for first team football. 8 appearances, 1 goal, 1 assist, and a 6.86 for him. So we're still bringing through these people. Richard Lynn has gone on loan to Keon to get some first team football ready for next season when you come back, as has Jeff Hogg as well. Both have gone to the same team. Again, ready for first team football when you come back to play for us, which is lovely. Francisco from the youth team, or from the B team, has been called up to the first team squad, because we've also sent Alberto Suarez on loan to Keon. They are proving to be pretty useful for us in terms of this season. Looking at the schedule, the one thing to point out is our much higher attendances that we're having. So 25,000, that was away. A home game there, 15,000. 19,000 against Celta Vigo at home. So yes, we are currently playing in a different stadium because our stadium is being renovated. In fact, is it finished? I don't think it's quite finished yet. No, we're playing at the Angel Torres Stadium, which is the home of Getafe. We are playing there for this season while our venue gets renovated, which is very nice indeed. It is being increased by 7,000 seats. So we're going to be bringing in even more money to bolster our money, which is 150 million. We are absolutely loaded. The board have agreed to, well, they haven't agreed. I've asked, sorry. We are going to have a new affiliate joining us from abroad, which is quite helpful. And we've asked the board to increase our youth training facilities, which are currently a 4-star. They'll be going up to a 5-star if it is agreed, which is good. But yeah, we are currently third, predicted to finish 11th. We have nearly 1.5 million social media followers. We're in the Champions League. We've got a professional squad personality. And of course, we are professional as a club in itself. Crimson Mori is still the captain. Miguel, the young centre, well, I say young, he's 27 now, is the centre-back. He is the vice-captain. And then our key player is Joel Pozzo on the right-hand side. And Pedro Morea is our hot prospect. And I'm really enjoying this skin. I think it shows everything really nicely. It does show off when you have these faces, it makes it look really good as well. So we're doing well. We're in a good position. The under-19s, yet again, are having a great season. We actually have been so ruthless in culling players that we don't think are going to make it. These are all the players left in the under-19s. It's not a massive squad. The B team does have a few in there that we could potentially drop back down. So like these two could potentially go and actually help the under-19 squad rather than being the B team squad, just to give them a bit more bolstering and a bit more game time. But the B team still aren't in an official league yet. I'm hoping that will change because they just keep winning. They keep generally winning all their games, and the players are all getting really good ratings. So eventually they'll be climbing into if we look at Miguel Martinez. So last year, Toledo B, 35 appearances, 11 goals, a 7.02. So I would suggest they are winning lots of games in the imaginary league. We're just waiting for them to progress through all those lower standards of Spain so they can eventually get up into competitive football. So we still have the High Promotion League as the League 2, and then the Primera Federation is still down. We've now turned it off because we don't really need to worry about it too much, to be honest. But even when Toledo B get into this sort of stage with the groups and things like that, we will know about it because it will say they play in that division rather than like this. So it does say that's a bad example because they got promoted. Barcelona B, there you go. So Barcelona B, it does actually say somewhere that they're playing in. Yes, so it shows you that they're actually in that division, whereas Toledo B still aren't in there yet, which is very, very irritating. But they will get there eventually. But it's third place versus, where are Espanyol? 18th. It should be a win. Now, going into the tactics, you'll notice we're still on 2DM's Call Me Maybe. The possession style system, which is actually this one, didn't really work. That was pre-season. It was a bit of a mess. But what I did find is that we can play this system with the inverted forwards on support and play it as a sort of less aggressive system. So we are keeping the ball a little bit more. And if we have the win and we're in the last sort of 15 minutes, we can actually drop to this system and then we keep the ball a lot more and see the game out, not pushing men forward and things like that. So there is still logic behind what we're doing. But we have 3 systems and all of them are based on the same main structure, which I think is something I've never really done before, but I think is a good way to actually do it this year. So we are going to sort the team out. I'll be right back once we've picked it. Okay, so after a bit of rotation in the last game, we are going back to our strongest team. Joe Page, Andreas, Neeson, Holic and Wall is the back 5. Supreme and Akinde in the middle. Pozzo, Mori, Moreno and Tufe starts through the middle. When we do switch to the ball sort of holding more possession based, Moreno goes up front as a complete forward and Tufe goes to the left wing if we want to. On the bench, we're going to have Francisco, Xavi, Miguel, Morea, Fintan Straight, Mocha, Revert, Phil Lewis, Kazushi, Nunez, Labordet and Pena, who has had a sort of a sort of rekindling to the first team, I would say. We had a space in our squad, so I've called him up, and he still does have his uses. So we'll see how he's getting on. No games yet, but yeah, he did us well in the past, so I thought we'd give him a little run out. The players that miss out in today's game is Loic, Jake Mills and Croker because he is injured. So let's get into this one and see how we can get on against Espanyol. Struggling this season, down in 18th. We are absolutely flying, and I'm hoping this isn't the curse of live camera games because, you know, we're on a fantastic run, and now I'm showing you guys a game live on camera, so I'm hoping that we keep it up. There is method behind my tactical madness and everything we do tactically. We just need to make sure that it is correct. Let's lower the speed of the highlights because we're now back on camera a little bit. As Crimson Mori into Akinde, out to Moreno. Good overlap from Aaron Wall. He's got so many assists this year. Is that a penalty? That's never a penalty. I mean, he's going to review it. I'm going to assume this comes back as no penalty. But you never know. It definitely looked like the player clearly got the ball and put it behind for a corner. The referee is studying the screen. And he comes back onto the pitch and says no penalty. Obviously, we all saw that with our own eyes. So it should be a corner if it's not a penalty. But it's given a goal kick. So there you go. De Luis into Pep. Pep goes out to Tomash for Espanyol on the left-hand side. That's a terrible pass. Andreas picks it up. Neeson into Supreme Dave. Akinde comes forward into Moreno. There's Aaron Wall. It's the same movement again. Aaron Wall crosses it in and Crimson Mori's there. It's 1-0. And if anything, these highlights are actually a little bit too slow for my liking. But there we go. Crimson Mori, 4 minutes in, makes it 1-0 as Akinde picks out Moreno. It's the exact same movement that we just had a penalty review for. Espanyol didn't learn. The cross came in slightly earlier and Crimson Mori is on hand to make it 1-0. And that is a great start for a game live on camera that we need. Andrew Neeson picks up an early yellow card for the centre-back, which is potentially a concern. We've got a corner. Two-Face swings it in. It's bouncing around. Supreme can't get there. Back to Pozzo. Oh, he's hit the post. Andreas. Great save from the keeper. Pozzo, so unlucky with that one. Let's just make sure that you are not doing anything too silly at the back there, Andrew Neeson. But we do have a throw in deep in their half, but I don't think we're going to see too much of that. You can see we are having more possession in game, 66% on this. Espanyol obviously not doing too much in the game, but we are playing well. Dave Supreme, Akinde, back to Dave Supreme, into Andreas. Tomash tries the clearance, it's really poor. Crimson Mori into Andreas again. Akinde, good save. De Luis in goal. 20 minutes gone. It's all Toledo so far. Long click is cleared back. Well, I mean, it was just, yeah, Espanyol. You can see we're having no possession. Moreno goes close and over the bar. We are on top of this game. This is key, isn't it? We're on key highlights, and literally every part of this game is a key highlight at the moment. As here is Diarra. Diarra, a lot of space to run into. Suarez, ball through. Oh, it's a good goal. Bentancur makes it 1-1 out of pretty much nothing. It's being checked. And it's onside, and Espanyol have scored a really good goal against the run of play. Diarra put it through to Suarez. It's a lovely ball through. Bentancur got the wrong side of Neeson at the back and inside of Kike Andreas, the right back. And Espanyol are back in this game with their first shot of the game. One shot, one on target, one goal. Very, very disappointing, to be honest, because we have been on top in this game and absolutely smashing it. Dave Supreme and Neeson both on yellow cards, being a little bit ill-disciplined. Suarez comes forward with it, cross in, and there's Zuccani. They've hit the post on the rebound. It's gone over again. It's a free kick, though. It was offside, so it's not completely dreadful. But yeah, this is... they're just getting back in this game, aren't they? Well, I say that. We've had 13 shots, and they've had 2. So they're really not getting back into this game a great deal. They've just threatened us at the end. Look, point the finger. We've created so many chances we deserve to be ahead. And then we'll say, you have the ability. Like, you have the ability. And we'll point the fingers at the attackers and say, I'm not happy with the finishing. Because 16 shots on goal, and I think it's only 4 on target or something ridiculous for us. So we'll have to see how this goes. 1-1, dangerous free kick. El Tufe is over it. We've got a man free on that side. But El Tufe shoots just past the post, whistles over the bar. And yeah, you can see our front 3 behind Crimson Mori or around Crimson Mori. Not doing a great job right now. Aaron Wall, Moreno, Aaron Wall, Akinde. Supreme Dave loses the ball and Diarra gives it away. Liam Hollick collects into Pozzo. Dave Supreme, it's bounced through and De Luis is there. You can see we're trying to stop the short delivery. De Luis still goes out to Gonzalez. Up it goes to Suarez, goes long. Easy for Neeson to pick that one up. And it goes to Pozzo. Akinde, ball through. Moreno! He doesn't miss from there. His 6th goal of the season. 2-1 to Toledo. And that is much, much better. Neeson found a good ball into Pozzo's feet. He laid it off to Akinde and then it brought the defender out. Ziegel completely lost his man. And Moreno fires it under De Luis to make it 2-1. And that is much, much better. And I think we shouldn't be too worried about the system and the chances they have created because we are in complete control of this game at the moment. Good tackle from Hollick. Suarez puts it back through to Melendres, though. Great save from Joe Page. An hour gone. This current result puts us up into 2nd, which is great. Suarez with a corner in. Header, Joe Page, good hands. Maybe we just try and slow this game down a little bit. We are going to make some changes. Supreme Dave having a bit of a horrible game. Kazushi on for him in there. Tufay up front, not having a good game. So Ramon Revert will come on up front. Fitness-wise, the 2 fullbacks are okay at the moment. I think we go with just those 2 subs for now. Fresh legs up front, fresh legs in the midfield. And I think with about... We're going to just change it now, actually. We're going to drop this back into trying to keep the ball. We'll keep Revert up there in the meantime. He's probably not quite suited to a complete forward role. But this should allow us to hopefully see the game out. It will give a bit more of the ball. Well, it will give a bit more of the momentum, I imagine, to Espanyol. But we're in a good position. Right. 10 minutes to go. Fresh legs on. Andreas for Xavi. Aaron Wall off for Phil Lewis on that left-hand side. Leaves us with 1 sub. And Joel Pozzo, who has not had a very good game, will do for Pedro Morea, the youngster, to come on into this one. And with a few minutes left, you can see we've still had the momentum. I just want to check very quickly. Yeah, okay, we've had the better chances throughout the game. We've got the momentum now. And with 1 minute, 4 minutes of time added on to go, we've made all of our subs, we've rolled all the dice, but we have seen the game out, and that's what I mean. Changing to that system normally does just shut the game down for us at the moment. 21 shots to 7, 9 on target to 5, an XG of 2.43 to 0.98, 61% of the possession. It's much better. That's what we want to see. Lovely, lovely stuff. So I'm very happy we got the result, despite not being at our best, but a win is a win. So we come back after the game, a really good win, 2nd in the league, and the board have turned down our request to get better youth facilities. We're in good form and you've played a big part in that. We're going to get better youth facilities. There we go. We are going to be maxing out all of our facilities at the club, which is absolutely massive. And of course, we do have increases in coaches as well. So we've still got 4 spaces for coaches to come through. In terms of not recruitment team, that's not what I wanted. It is under coaching team. Head of youth development. You're still here, Andrew, because Wissam Banyeda turned us down again. He's turned us down again. So at the moment, Andrew Neeson is still here. If we look at our staff and then our staff search, these are all the coaches that we were looking at. Oriol Busquets is now in here as well. I think we might bring him in potentially as an under-19s coach as well to help out. But if we go back and have a look at our head of youth development, into here, go okay. Wissam Banyeda is still at Levante. They gave him a new contract and then gave him another new contract when we offered him a chance to move to us again, which is very, very irritating. But if we go and have a look at the attributes, here like key attributes for the head of youth development, go 15 all around the board. We now have these two, both with pretty rubbish, well, not rubbish personalities, but not ideal. Lower it to 14. Bersineda is the only one there with Resolute. Lower them to 13. You get a lot more on here. And personalities-wise, you get Sporting, Professional, 2 Resolutes. One of which is Jesse Lingard. And I think we're going to bring Jesse Lingard in as our head of youth development. And I've already chatted to Andrew Burgess, and he is more than happy to have a player in the next intake, which is absolutely awesome. So Jesse Lingard, who is unemployed, probably shouldn't turn us down, and I think we'll get a resolute head of youth development. He's been young forever, Jesse Lingard, so he knows exactly what is needed. But there we go. We are going to leave it there. Unfortunately, not enough time to play the Man United game as well. But the unbeaten run in the league continues. It's just the Champions League is suffering at the moment, but we'll see how that goes. We've got a great little run coming up. Obviously, we've got Man United, Bilbao and Madrid, which is a tough run. Later on in the season, we go Barcelona, Monaco, Madrid, Barcelona. That'll be fun. Right, thank you so much for watching. Please do leave a like, subscribe if you're new. Go and check out the Twitch channel where I will be streaming as this goes live, or an hour after this goes live. I'll be streaming over there, twitch.tv/culturedleftfoot. But I'll catch you in the next one. How long can we keep this unbeaten run going? Thank you so much for watching. See you soon. Cheers.